Introducing the president of Dealer Synergy here at the NAMAD 2022 annual membership meeting. This is Sean E. Bradley.
All right, can you guys hear me? Good? All right, good morning, everybody. Come on, come on, we gotta get the energy up just a little bit. Good morning, everybody. All right, can we give a shout out to Damon Lester and the whole entire NAMAD Association. It is not easy putting on these events, so much respect and I appreciate you giving me some time to hit the stage. All right, so let's get into it. There we go. Guys, listen, for the people that don't know me, I've been in the automotive industry for about 23 years. Started out selling cars, got into management pretty quick, and currently Dealer Synergy, we've been in business for almost 19 years, 3,700 rooftops in 5 countries, and it's been a crazy whirlwind. But over the course of my career, I've gotten the opportunity to meet incredible people at 20 groups, at conferences, clients, etc. And that's what this whole presentation is going to be about. So let's get started into it.
Hey, M3, can you take me to greatness?
No problem. Let's have a look at your destination.
Cody Carter, showroom sales consultant, 154 units sold in 1 month. Featured on Fox News, Ali Rita broke the Guinness Book of World Records by selling 1,582 units in 1 year. Chrissy Carferry Burton, 74 units in 1 month from the sales floor. Frank Crinitti, 100 plus units sold per month from the showroom sales floor. Damon Lester, dealer principal and NAMAD president, helping minorities establish major precedents within the automotive industry. Tiana Mick, personal brand ambassador of T Got Your Keys, the #1 website for an automotive professional. Dylan Robertson, from $12 an hour to $12,000 per month at 19 years old. Colina Bradley, from making $25,000 a year to over $25,000 a month at age 21. Brandon Cargozo, sold over 106 cars on TikTok. Mike Davenport, with over 200 million minutes watched per month on his YouTube channel, Chevy Dude went from a sales consultant to becoming a dealer principal. Rob Ruth, dealer principal of Bob Ruth Ford, from selling 75 units to 320 units per month online. Damian Mills, CEO of Mills Automotive Group with 20 plus rooftops, the first and only African American to own a Bentley franchise. Danny Zevslovsky, dealer principal of Country Hill Motors, built a vehicle acquisition center that started buying 20 units per month, now over 250 units per month from the public. Glenn Lundy, as the GM of Dan Cummings Chevrolet, he took his team from 150 units per month to 1,150 units in Paris, Kentucky. Crystal Coombs and the Coombs Automotive Group, a $2.9 billion per year company. Is this where you want to go? Yes, M3, show me the GPS roadmap to success.
There are some incredible people in our industry. How many people here have heard of Ali Rita? Can you make some noise, raise your hand? Okay, this is a guy that broke the Guinness Book of World Records. He sold 1,582 cars in 1 year. He sold 209 cars in 1 month. He sold 35 cars in 1 day. No BS. The way that he sells cars is completely different than how regular people, like mortals like us, sell cars. Then there's Cody Carter, who sold 154 cars on the showroom floor in Tustin, Toyota. Then we have Chrissy Burton, sold 74 cars in 1 month on the showroom floor, all special finance deals. We've got my nephew, Dylan Robertson at Patriot Buick GMC, from $12 an hour to $12,000 in a month. Colina Bradley, my other daughter, right? She's at RK Kia at 21 years old. Last month, she was the salesperson of the month. She brought in $25,000 in personal income. But there's more. Then you have companies like Bob Ruth Ford that took their internet department from 75 cars to 320 units. Then you have people like Damian Mills, that's part of our organization here, 20 plus rooftops, Bentley, all sorts of stuff. So when you look at all these people that are doing profound, incredible things, you got to ask yourself, how are they doing this and what are they doing differently than everybody else? NADA says that the average salesperson only sells about 9 units a month. Wrap your mind around that. And that was before the inventory crisis, before the pandemic. So how come people are selling so many and then the mass majority is selling so little? In my opinion, I think it has to do with a couple different factors, but one of the biggest one is the lack of preparation, the lack of plan. You can't just walk into a dealership and just be like a Glenn Lundy and Dan Cummins Chevrolet or be an Ali Retta. There needs to be some type of a plan for this. So let me get back to the PowerPoint and hopefully this doesn't obliterate me again. We'll see. So my man Tony Robbins says, success leaves clues. People who succeed at highest levels are doing something different than everyone else does. Does that make sense to everybody? This would be a lot better if this interactive. There you go. Thank you. Okay, good. So then I like to study great people. You know, I like to study what people that are winning, what are they doing and how they're doing it. Well, first of all, preparation. Second is reverse engineering. And third is data analytics and evolution. I'll explain that one because that sounds a little crunchy, but I'll get to it. So chance favors a prepared mind. What does this mean? Is that any of those people that I mentioned, when they have an opportunity to do business, they're not going to fumble the ball, are they? Ali Retta selling 200 cars in a month with 3 assistants is not going to fumble the ball. How prepared are you and how prepared is your team? I just sat in the opening session with Damon yesterday, and he said with all these laws, with addendums and compliances and things like that, we have to train our people with the new way of selling cars. Does that make sense? Okay, we have to prepare them. Now, one of my competitors, I think I said this last year too, because I love the line, did we hire them dead or kill them after we got them? Okay? Meaning, did we hire the wrong people, right? And then, or did we get the most incredible possible candidate, but because we did not have an onboarding process, a training regiment, we turn around and ruin them. And unfortunately, we're about to experience reality. We're going to come off this ether really soon when the market switches. And a lot of people that have been selling cars for the last 2 years or less, they're not going to be prepared. The days that are being numbered of, hey, we have the car in stock. You want it or not? Too bad. Someone else is going to buy it. Those days are over. We're going to have to go back to selling, to building value. True or false? Okay, now, a rhetorical question. How many of your people are going to be prepared when this shifts back? God willing, all of them will be, especially if they're dealer synergy clients. I'm just saying. Now, anybody heard of this book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? One of my favorite books. I'm proud to say that me and my wife are official partners with Franklin Covey. For 15 years, we're certified as facilitators in the 7 Habits, and this book has helped us build our business and help build the businesses of all of our clients. But the second habit is extremely powerful. Begin with the end result in mind. Begin with the end result in mind. So what does that mean? I'm going to show you. That's what the whole rest of the presentation is going to be about. Before I get there, this is the last part that I was kind of shocked about, is that all those people that I mentioned, they know how to interpret their data. They know how to hold themselves accountable, maneuver, adapt, evolve to achieve the greatness that they're looking for. So what I want to do is I want to kind of like jump in. Okay, so we should have smooth sailing from here. So folks, what I want to do is give you all a macro and micro strategy. But since I'm only here for 20 minutes, I was like, Damon, I can't even say my name in 20 minutes, fam. You know what I mean? What's good? But so I'm going to try to just, I'm going to try to just do one here, but I want you to understand, I'm going to show you all how I teach projecting and forecasting for sales professionals. This is what I call the micro level for the individual sales rep. I promise you, if you follow this and you go back to your dealership, you'll be able to net increase within 40 or 50% within the first like 60 to 90 days. That's a bold ass statement, so let's get into it. However, the macro play is this. Everything I'm showing an individual salesperson could be utilized for the actual dealership themselves. So again, I'm going to show you for a salesperson, but if I'm the dealer principal or GM, this is exactly how I hold my sales managers or my GSM accountable. So let's get into it. First thing is, everybody heard of the book or the documentary, The Secret? Yes, right? So that's my second favorite book, right behind The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Covey says things have to be created twice. First mentally, then physically. What you could visualize, you're going to have a higher probability of it materializing. So I literally have my people create a vision board. Cardone says it best. He said that his biggest regret is that he didn't think bigger sooner. That is a bold statement coming from somebody like Grant Cardone. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think bigger sooner. Now, me, when I sold cars, I used to average 33 units a month on the floor. And I thought I was Big Willie, like my Conor McGregor walk. You know, like I felt good until I met someone like Cody Carter, and they're like, oh, that's cute, boo-boo, 33 cars? I sold 133. And it puts you into like reality of there's levels to this stuff, right? But I'm telling you, what people, when they can actually see what they're looking for, or when they can see why they're working so hard, then when the why is bigger than the what, that's how you're gonna become extremely successful. I'm gonna repeat that. When your why you're doing this is bigger than what you have to do to put in, that's when success kicks in. Does that make sense? Can you hear you? All right, now we're learning. Very good, good. So now, step one is to create a vision board. Second thing is reverse engineering. At the end of the day, I hate these questions. How many cars you want to sell? It's not about what you want to do, it's what you need. So we came up with a formula called ACPC, your average compensation per copy. But follow me on this. What we want to be able to do is identify how much money you really need in different categories. Your fixed costs, your situational costs, your living costs, your incidental costs. So in this mock-up, let's just pretend that somebody needs $6,000 for their monthly nut, right? Then what do they want additionally? Okay, whether it's for their own personal marketing budget or it's for wedding, jewelry, real estate, whatever it is. This is not the needs, this is the wants. So let's say the salesperson needs and wants to make $8,000. Okay, great. What's the next step? I need to find out what my tax liabilities are. What are my employee deductions? So if I need and want $8,000, I'm gonna have to gross $12,000 approximately. You guys with me so far? Okay, so now here's where it gets cool. Okay, how are you gonna do it? How are you gonna gross $12,000? To me, that's based on one variable, ACPC, your average compensation per copy, meaning not your commissions, but you're all in. If there's any OEM spins, there's bonuses, there's spiffs, etc. So let's go through the math. If my ACPC is $400 per copy, I have to sell 30 cars. If my ACPC is $500 per copy, I've got to sell 24 cars. Basic math, right? Here's where it gets next level, okay? I'm gonna jump right into here. I've never seen this from any other place than our team. There's 8 ways that a showroom salesperson could sell a car. That means there's 8 ways that a dealership could sell a car. Walk-in spots, B-backs, phone ups, internet ups, service conversions, previous or orphan owners, referrals, and the lost art of prospecting. There's 8 ways. The reason why salespeople are only averaging 9, 10 units apiece is because they're only triggering on 2 to 3 out of the 8 ways. Most of your people are not even tracking this stuff, and no CRM is tracking it. There is not one CRM in our industry that tracks all 8 of these variables, which blows me away. So if we can't track and measure, how are we gonna maximize and be on the same page? Does that make sense? So now, let's just pretend we're gonna go back in a time that today is September 30th, right? And tomorrow's October 1st. Before I worry about how many cars I'm gonna sell in the month of October, fresh, I wanna look at my carryover leads. So again, right here in this example, I've got 80 carryover leads from these 8 sources. Okay, out of the 80, okay, X amount have been physically in the dealership, they're B-backs. Out of the 80, some of these are engaged, meaning in conversation and dialogue, and out of the 80, some of them have not even been re-engaged yet at all. So now, here's the money shot, in my opinion, right here. Everybody can see this? The way that we suggest doing projection and forecasting, step 1 is identify exactly how many carryovers. This is an egregious thing in the vast majority of dealerships that we engage, is that they are not focusing on the food. Who here's got kids? Okay, I have a 9-year-old, and I don't know if you're like me, he drives me crazy. You know what he does all the time? His name is Xander Zoolander, right? Xander does not finish the bottle of orange juice before he opens another bottle. I don't know how many times I gotta tell this boy, listen, before you open up another bottle of orange juice, finish the bottle. Okay, Dad, I got it. I come to the refrigerator, God damn it, I just told this boy. Same concept is with salespeople. Before you worry about a fresh up, you know how much money it takes to generate that prospect? Why are we discarding it? Why are we not valuing these people? And too many dealerships do not finish the orange juice before they start taking another up. So what I want you to do when you go back to your dealerships is start paying attention to the carryovers. So as you see here, in this example, if they have 80 carryovers from these 8 different areas, how many of those can I spot this month? So example might be 12. Now that I've got what I'm gonna do with my carryover, now I'm gonna focus on my fresh opportunities. So I'm gonna go through walk-in, be-back, phone, internet, service. I'm gonna reverse engineer where I'm gonna get these ups from. So approximately if I could get 18 from the fresh. The third column is a combination of both the carryover as well as the fresh. Does this make sense to everybody? Yes? Okay, good. Who's liking what you're hearing so far? Okay. The two people there, thank you, I appreciate you. No doubt. All right, so now from here, this is what I call the overall projection. Bottom line, if I want to gross $12,000, and my ACPC is $400 per copy, I've got to sell 30 units and I got 21 employee working days to do it. Okay, so the question is this, where am I getting my cars from? When we get to our people, we ask them where you're gonna get their ups. You know what they say? I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna take more ups. I'm gonna have a positive attitude. Okay, that's great, but where is your tactical strategy? We gotta stop using the freaking North Star to navigate to our destination and start using GPS precision to be able to create a tactical strategy step by step. In my model right here, I'm able to know, here, I'm gonna sell 30 cars and here's where I'm getting them from. For example, if I get 7 this month on the internet, 3 are gonna be from carryover internet leads that I haven't closed yet, 4 are gonna be fresh from this month. Not only do I know from the 8 ways where I'm gonna purchase my car from, I'm gonna sell my car from, I'm also gonna know all the activities. How many people that I need to be engaged with, meaning conversations? How many appointments I need to set? How many confirmed appointment confirmations? How many confirmed appointment confirmations? How many appointment shows? How many sales ups from the floor? How many service ups? And then this one, I've never seen this either. Guys, check this out. There's a myriad of ways that we could communicate with our prospects. Phone calls, text messages, emails. But what about video emails, video text messages, Apple FaceTime Skypes, and social media DMs? Social media is the #1 form of communication on the planet. This is the Minority Dealer Association. You know, one of the best social media platform for us is WhatsApp. WhatsApp is huge, especially in Miami. So if your salespeople are not using LinkedIn Messenger, Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, WhatsApp, video emails, video text messages, shit, I'm not out of breath yet, you ready? So if they're not doing all this, they're not maximizing. But how could your people do this if no CRM's even tracking these activities? Does this make sense? So what you want to be able to do, again, is begin with the end result in mind. How many units do you want and need to sell? And then what is the reverse engineer formula that you're going to be able to do to get there? Because I don't need to know how to get from Miami to Fort Myers, which my mother lives, by the way, and she got blasted in this hurricane. But I know what I could do is I go to my Apple CarPlay, I put in my mom's address, and right from Miami, it's gonna show me how to get there. It's gonna show me how to get to the fastest route. And if I use Waze, it's gonna tell me where the police are at, right? It's gonna tell me if there's tolls, etc. And what does it say if something's obtruding your path? It's recalculate. Do you and your dealerships have GPS precision to get to your destination? Or are you still looking for hope? I hope that we do that. I hope we get enough ups. I hope. Hope is not a strategy. Anybody agree with that? All right, so now I want to just flip this to the macro level. If I was talking to Damon, who owns Nissan of Bowie, and I said, Damon, how many cars do you want to sell, for your store? And if he says 200, well, guess what? I'm using the same exact formula. Great. On the GM level or GSM level, I'm going to say I want to sell 200 cars. X amount of my cars for the store are coming from walk-ins, from be-back, from internet, from phone, from prior, from service, from referrals, from prospecting, etc. What this does is 2 big things for me. Not only does it give me my tactical strategy, but it's my SWOT analysis. Let me explain. At the end of the month, I use the 8 ways to sell to reconcile with my numbers. Because even if I hit my objective of 30 cars or 200 cars for Damon, but if I'm analyzing this stuff, I might see, you know what, I hit 200 cars, but right here, man, I didn't really sell that many from my service department. Or wow, we just hit 220, we had a record month, everybody's like pounding their chest, but you know what? We are syncing right here with generating prospects from our sales team. Does this make sense? It's not just about selling cars, it's selling cars more often, more profitably, and maximizing all opportunities. Who's proud if you have a 300 car store and you're selling 200? You're leaving money and opportunity on the table. You guys agree? All right, so we're gonna wrap up on this. And I apologize for the technical difficulties, but you know what I'm saying? The evil one's trying to challenge me, but I'm not gonna fall for it. All right, so let me just put this recap up here. So just trying to recap this, to me, you must begin with the end result in mind. You should create a mission vision, right, and your goals. Your why must become more than what your what. Because if your what you have to do is more stressful than more important or more strenuous than why you're doing this, you're never going to get to the Cody Carters and the Ali Reddas and the Damian Mills level. It's all about the money. How much money do you want and need? And just reverse engineer from that. Now, tracking everything is extremely important. If you're not tracking all those variables, you're not going to be able to maximize. And then finally, identify weaknesses and missed opportunities and then engage them. So anybody have any questions? That was probably the fastest presentation I ever did in my life. Any questions? You like?
Sean, Bradley,
I appreciate it. So we're going to be over here for the rest of the, the conference. So dear listeners, stop by. And again, I want to just thank everybody for embracing me and my family. We've been getting much love here. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Do you like the content? Well, if you want more, then you need to sign up for Bradley On Demand, the world's best virtual training platform in the entire automotive industry. With some of the top speakers, salespeople, and trainers, and almost 7,000 training modules. You will sell more cars more often and more profitably. So sign up now at www.bradleyondemand.com.